If you're not talking to somebody about your private life, your personal life, your intimacy, your sin struggles, your dreams, your hopes, you're not accountable. You're just freelancing life. And I've never met any leader that has freelanced their life into success. Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of the Toddcast. I'm your host, Todd Bishop, and it's such an honor to have you join us on this episode. We're going to talk about something really awesome today. It's going to rattle your cage, it's going to stir your leadership, and it's going to help you achieve everything you want to achieve in your life. I'll tell you about it in just a minute. Before we do, I want to ask you to do a couple things. Number one, I'm going to ask you to subscribe. Subscribe. Man, our followers are going up. Subscribers are increasing, and we want to make sure that we continue to get this content out to the right people. So if you like what you hear, subscribe. We're also asking if you really like what you hear, share it with somebody else. Because just like the Care Bear slogan was, sharing is caring. So make sure you help get this into friends' hands, other leaders' hands, people that you think are going to be able to grow to the next level as a result of the content we bring to you. And then I want to ask you to make sure you comment. Comment. Tell us what you like about the episode. Tell us what you want to hear more of. Ask any questions. I respond to all of them personally. Want to see you be able to do that. So here's what we want to do. Subscribe, share, comment. Subscribe, share, comment. Say what? Subscribe, share, comment. Let me tell you something. You've got to know that you must subscribe to what? I don't know. Just subscribe to the thing that moves you, lifts you higher. What's it called? The Toddcast. Don't just be a frequent flyer. That wasn't bad. Although it should be a frequent flyer, not don't be a frequent flyer. But hey, I was just rolling that out there. Hey, this episode is going to be sponsored by our number one sponsor, and I love it. This is sponsored by my new favorite merch, Psycho Preacher. That's all we got. Psycho Preacher, we don't know what they're doing, but they're building something, and you're going to want to be a part of that. Today's episode, we're going to tackle a subject that it can be really challenging for leaders and for individuals, but we're going to talk about the hot subject no one likes to talk about: accountability. Accountability. What is accountability? Accountability is a thing that helps you move from where you are to where you're supposed to be. Most people just think it just happens accidentally. Moving from where you are to where you're supposed to be is not accidental, it's intentional. And there's one thing that you have to master when it comes to moving from where you are to where you want to be, and it's accountability. Everybody wants to hold other people accountable, but nobody wants anybody to hold them accountable. Accountability is something that every leader needs, even when they don't realize they need it, because accountability is the thing that keeps us moving in the right direction. So I wrote down some notes for today, and I know usually we're shooting from the hip, but I want to take accountability from a very unique perspective. Accountability is really part of a certain ethos, a system, and that's what I want to drill down on today is systems. Accountability is a system. I wrote this down. Spiritual passion without strategic system is just chaos with good intentions. I'm going to say that again. Spiritual passion without strategic systems is just chaos with good intentions. That's accountability. You can have all the passion, all the drive, all the desire in the world, but if you don't have the strategic systems, you're just well-intentioned, but you're not accomplishing anything. The reality is, if you want to get to your destiny and what God's called you to be, whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, a stay-at-home mom, an attorney, a preacher, a business owner, an entrepreneur, no matter what you are, if you want to get where you want to be, you're going to need accountability. It's a system. It's a system that helps you grow, helps you develop, and helps you become everything you're supposed to be. Now, most people want that just to happen. That doesn't just happen. It happens with this thing called accountability. Now, most people don't have anyone they're accountable to. This is just true. They think they do, but they really don't. Accountability allows people to ask you tough questions, dig deep into your life, search deep within not just what you do, but hear me, why you do it. Let's talk here for a minute. Why do you do what you do? That's really accountability. It's not what you do. There's a lot of people that do great things, but why do you do what you do? Accountability is going to ask those really challenging questions so that you can move forward, advance, and become what you are designed to become. Now, I want to ask you a question. Do you want to be what God designed you to be? Do you want to stay where you are? Do you want to grow? Do you want to become? Do you want to develop? Do you want to have more than you currently have? Live more than you currently live? Experiencing more than you currently experience? That's all going to happen because accountability raises you higher. Accountability is a strategic system that takes you just from good thoughts and intentions to actually action that gets you to be where you're designed to be. Because here's the reality. You could pray all day. You could shout the room down with amens. You can think you run on vision. But the reality, if your systems or your accountability is broken, your results will be broken too. Let me say that again. If your accountability or your systems are broken, your results will be too. The Holy Spirit is not allergic to structure, and neither should we be. The Holy Spirit is not allergic to accountability. It's something that He requires. In fact, if you're a Christian like I am, the Holy Spirit is your chief accountability officer. The Bible says He convicts you of sins. And so He's the one who holds you accountable to the vision God has given with your life. Some leaders think that accountability is about control. It's not about control. It is about growth. Good accountability is not going to control you or hold you down and put a lid on you. Good accountability is going to unleash you into your divine destiny. Here's what I know. Jesus didn't just work miracles. He fed people by sections. He told the disciples, sit down in groups of 50. That's a system. That's a strategy. That's an order in the middle of a move of God. Some of us, we think as leaders that it should just naturally happen because I'm a leader. No, it happens because you have structure, systems, and accountability. Why? Because passion without process eventually leads to burnout, frustration, and wasted opportunity. Passion without process eventually leads to burnout, frustration, and wasted opportunity. Wasted opportunity is usually because we lack accountability. Now, I have people in my life that hold me accountable. I have pastors and leaders and boards, and I have my wife, she's a Puerto Rican girl from Queens. She's going to hold me accountable. I have people that speak honestly into my life, speak directly into my life, but let me stop here and talk about this. Not everyone is called to hold you accountable. Now, I do believe this, accountability is necessary for leaders to grow, but it's got to be the right accountability. Just because you have a brain and can breathe doesn't mean you're called to hold other people accountable. People must give you permission to hold them accountable. And our culture today has become very big on accountability for everybody else, but very low on accountability for themselves. We've seen that with groups and agencies that are holding everybody else accountable, but they got free reign, carte blanche, do whatever they want without anybody holding them accountable. That is extremely dangerous. The tension in leadership is when your growth outpaces some of your structure systems. If you want to grow and become what God designed you to be, the very best version of you, you are going to have to grow with accountability, systems, and structure. A lot of times what happens is people think that the most gifted leaders don't need accountability. Every leader needs accountability. Let me say it again. Every leader needs accountability. If you're listening right now, watching right now, you have to understand this. You will not grow from where you are to where you're supposed to be without accountability. You and I need accountability. Accountability is the glue that connects our past with our potential. It's the thing that moves us from where we are to where we're designed to be. Every passionate, vision-driven, spirit-led leader, you have to understand, You're not too spiritual or too good or too big to not need accountability. You need accountability. I pastor a great church. I love my church, Church Unleashed. Shout out mychurchunleashed.tv or unleashmylife.com. I love my church. I'm passionate about my church. My wife and I started this 18 years ago, this work. And we still love it like the day I think we love it even more. But I know as a pastor, I still need people to hold me. I'm not too spiritual for accountability. But like I said before, not everyone's called to hold you accountable. Accountability doesn't come from subordinates, and it doesn't come from equals. Accountability comes from those over you. It's those who are further along that can hold you accountable because they got more miles down the road, more experience down the road to show you, to catch you, to help you before you make the same mistakes they did. Accountability is people that are further helping you get further. It is not people behind you, people beneath you, holding you accountable, saying, well, I got to hold you accountable. Listen, the only people that can hold people accountable are those who are beyond where you currently are. And you have to make sure that the right people are holding you accountable because you're not beyond a calendar. You're not beyond accountability. And leaders are not exempt from the right process. Everyone needs the right process. And so I'm grateful for all the people that speak into my life. I'm even grateful when they speak against some of the decisions I make. Happens often, and people don't realize it because I'm a very direct person. So sometimes people think, well, no, I have people that tell me what to do, and they tell me very directly what to do. The reality is if you're walking in a big vision, you're going to need more accountability, not less. And the higher you go, the greater your organization gets, the stronger your business gets, the more money or revenue that your company brings in, the more accountability you're going to need to have. Because this whole world is gotcha. And they're trying to get you. It should never be a got you. The people that hold you accountable should get you so they can help bring you to where you're designed to be. Here's what I've learned the hard way when it comes to accountability. If you don't build accountability, your success will become your stress. In other words, you're growing, you're going, you're becoming, and there's no accountability. There's nothing to support you. And I find over years and years of life and leadership, I've watched people that did really well, but then the accountability lagged. And when accountability lags, integrity collapses. Let me say that again. Let me look straight into the camera and tell you. When accountability lags, integrity collapses. Every single time. Accountability is only as good as your honesty. You got to find people that you can be honest with, transparent with, and share everything about you, the good, the bad, the ugly. I have a friend in my life who has been Isaac. Isaac, we didn't even give you a shout out today. Shout out to Isaac, our producer. He's been a friend, but he's also been my therapist for 30 years. Gary Brugman. This man knows more about me than anybody else. He knows parts of my past, parts of my history, parts of my problems, parts of my sin struggles over the years. And this guy, Isaac, he will tell me the truth. Todd, you're wrong. Todd, you're thinking wrong. Your feelings are wrong. Well, he never says your feelings are wrong because he goes into psychobabble. He'll go, Todd, your feelings aren't right or wrong. They're just feelings. It's what you do with those feelings that make it. And that's true. I get that. But he has a creative way to correct me. I've had him in my life for 30 years. He's been encouraging me, but also correcting me. That's accountability. Accountability isn't, I just want to be accountable and you're accountable for someone for a year. No, I made a commitment. When I met Gary Brugman, I was going to be accountable for life. That I want him as long as he's on planet Earth, as long as I'm on planet Earth, he's speaking into me, he's directing me, he's shaping me. I will say this, I am part of who I am because of a guy named Gary Brugman. Without Gary Brugman holding me accountable, I would not be where I am today. Incidentally, he also kept me from getting kicked out of Bible college. Not once, but twice. Shout out Gary Brugman. And my college doesn't exist anymore, so they can't revoke my degree. So anyway, this has been sponsored by Psycho Preacher. That was a perfect segue. No, Isaac? No, it wasn't even good, Isaac. It wasn't even good. All right. So the most skilled leaders still need accountability. The most skilled leaders still need structure. Everybody needs structure. I mean, I remember reading this years ago where they were doing this study, and I don't remember what they called it, but they built a playground at a school. They built a playground at the school, and they put it there in the center. All the kids gathered around it. They loved it. And then they decided, we got to make it safe. So they built a fence around the playground. Isaac, guess where all the kids went? They went to the fence. They did not go to where the playground was. They went on the fence. They always wanted to get, here's what I've learned. Everybody tries to get to the edge. Everybody wants to move to the edge, be at the edge, and live at the edge. Now, I consider myself, I kind of pride myself on what? I'm spicy. Like, we're going to get in your face. We're going to get in your grill. But that's my personality. Is that true? Yes, my personality. He's shaking his head, yes. Isaac, when are we going to get you on a microphone, bro? Next episode, Isaac will be on a microphone. Okay, good. So, just so they know I'm just not saying you're nodding your head, I want them to hear you say yes or whatever, right? So, what were we talking about? What were we talking about? Oh, the playground. Yeah. So it's like they go on the edge. Everybody's going to get to the edge. But if that's not your personality, you're going to actually be a fraud. Accountability keeps you where you're supposed to be. Accountability tells you, no, that's not your style. That's not who you are. Like, I am a very direct, grace-filled person, I would think. I try and hit you hard, but I'm going to love you. I'll talk really hard in a sermon, but get me in my office, I'm pretty chill. I try to be. Still direct, but I'm going to say, hey, man, I love you, man. We'll figure this thing out. And I find myself getting accountability, but one of the things I'm learning is many people can't receive accountability. They just can't. They can't receive it. So a couple more things here that I've learned. I've watched this happen up close. Person gets a fresh word, plants a church, they see explosive growth, but never sets up accountability, and the church crashes and burns. I've seen that in business. I've seen it in entrepreneurs. There's no culture code. There's no sustainable calendar. There's no long-term plan. Just passion. But passion without accountability will eventually collapse. You need accountability. Remember, accountability is only as good as your honesty. And when you have accountability, you'll always be full of integrity, and no one's ever going to question that. I've been there running fast, running hard, and I need people to tell me, slow down, take a break, breathe. I don't want to take a break. No, you need to take a break. Because if you don't take a break, you'll eventually break. I want to tell you the hard thing no one wants to tell you. You need accountability. If you're not talking to somebody about your private life, your personal life, your intimacy, your sin struggles, your dreams, your hopes, you're not accountable. You're just freelancing life. And I've never met any leader that has freelanced their life into success. Now, there's some I'm sure they have. Most of them, it's because of accountability. They're accountable to a calendar. They're accountable to a person. They're accountable to a system. They're accountable to a group of people. They're accountable to a board. They're accountable to their members. I mean, this is something that's so important. Accountability is the thing that takes you from just announcing things to actually accomplishing things. Let me say it. Let's stay here for a second. Accountability takes you from announcing things to actually accomplishing them. I don't want to be the person that says, I have this great idea. Isaac, I got a brilliant idea, bro. You know how many people announce stuff and never do anything? I want to be the person that actually accomplishes things, where I can actually check the box. I did this, check the box. The only way you move from announcing to accomplishing is through something called accountability. Everybody needs someone to hold them accountable. I used to think that accountability would stifle what I wanted to do, stifle my creativity, stifle my dream. No, accountability actually doesn't stifle anything. It strengthens it. Accountability doesn't stifle, it strengthens. I remember a few years ago, I was kind of posting some stuff. It was kind of real edgy, kind of in your face. And I had my pastor call me and say, hey, listen, I think you need to slow that down. think you need to make an adjustment. And because I think God's given you a voice beyond New York, and I want you to get there. And, most people be like, I can't believe you. No, I said, okay, Pastor, that's what you feel God's called me to do. That's what I'm going to do. The reality is you need the right people speaking into your life. You need the right people that are holding you accountable. You need the right people that are going to tell you when you're off. Man, I tell you, I'm going to hold somebody accountable because this room is freezing. My toes right now are freezing in the studio. I'm just saying. Now, you have to know something about me. Now, most people don't know this about me, I don't think. Isaac, do you think most people know that I have ADHD? Maybe? Yeah, he's giving me the come see, come sa, so maybe. So, maybe, right? So I could get all over the place. You know why someone like me needs accountability? Because if I don't, I'm heading everywhere. And the person who aims at everything hits nothing. That's why I need accountability. That's why I love my wife. My wife, we literally call her the chief accountability officer. Because she'll be like, nope, that's not our vision. Nope, that's not what we're doing. No, honey, you remember when you said we're not going to do that? We're not going to do it. She holds us accountable. I need that in my life. I need people like that in my life. They're going to be able to say, no, I don't want yes people in my life. I want yes, we can people, but I also need some people that can say no. I need some people that say, hey, that's not what you committed to. That's not what the plan is. Accountability doesn't kill vision or passion or fire. It actually helps corral it and direct it. Accountability is that thing that gets you where you are, from where you are to where you're designed to be. It's accountability. That's the thing that gets you there. And without it, you'll never accomplish every dream you have. Okay. Accountability is never the enemy. Accountability is something that we should grab. And there's a myth in life that accountability somehow is beneath certain people. No. Accountability is something that's not beneath one person. It actually builds one another. The more accountability you have, the more you're being built. The more accountability you can handle, the bigger accomplishments you will be able to manage. If you can't handle small level accountability, let's talk about small level accountability. Small level accountability, Toddcasters, is you say a little white lie and your spouse or your friend says to you, hey man, that wasn't really the truth. Come on, it doesn't matter. No, accountability says, hey, thanks for pointing that out and thanks for helping me be a better person. That's little. If you can't handle that, how are you going to handle if it's something big? How are you going to handle if someone sees something large that you're doing? It always starts in the small things. Jesus said this, it's the little foxes that spoil the vine. It's the little things, not the big things. It's the little things. It's those little things that compound, build up time over time over time. Accountability is spiritual. Accountability is spiritual. It's something that you and I need in our lives. We need it spiritually. We need it relationally. We need it financially. We need it emotionally. Come on, we need it physically. We need accountability. I've been on this, I don't know, how many months is it? I think I'm on month 6 of this program that we're doing with this guy, Dr. Pompa. And so all these supplements, and you got to go through first, you go through the prep phase, and that's a month. You take all these supplements, and then you go through the body phase, and then you hit finally the brain phase, which I've been on for a little bit. And the brain phase has a lot of supplements, man. Let me tell you, the Pompa program ain't no joke. And they set you up when you sign up with the Pompa program with a coach. What's a coach's job? Hold you accountable. Make sure you're doing the right thing. Make sure you're doing the supplements right. Make sure you're eating right. You're dieting right. You're following the right system. Because if you don't follow the right system, you won't get to success. Accountability assures you that you will be successful if you follow the right system. That's coaching for health. In athletics, you need a coach. In spiritual life, you need a coach. Some of us, it's not that your marriage has lost its fire. Your marriage needs a coach. You need someone to coach you, someone to tell you, hey, do this. Some of your business, why have we plateaued? Maybe you need a coach. Shout out to toddbishop.tv. I do corporate coaching. You need a corporate coach? Let me coach you. I'll help you go from here to there. In 12 months, I have watched people income grow, opportunities increase. I've seen people go from one position to an elevated position just with coaching. Does that mean I'm a great coach? I think so. But I'll say this, It's just me helping point someone in the right direction. So if you need corporate coaching to hold you accountable, I'm your guy, toddbishop.tv. Go there, look up right at the tab, coaching. I'll help coach you. I'll help hold you accountable to your goals, your dreams, your ideas. Most of us will never get to where we're supposed to be without a coach. Do you know that millionaires, Isaac, spend 5% of their income on coaching? Millionaires. Billionaires spend 10% of their income on coaching. Why do you think that is? Because they recognize coaching takes you further faster than you can take yourself. What's a coach? It's an accountability partner. It's someone that's going to help you grow to the next level. Because you know this, you don't just go to the next level, you grow to the next level. How are you going to grow to the next level? It's going to be through accountability. So when leaders push back against accountability, I get it, but I also want to challenge it because it's not just about being accountable. It's about being prepared for what's next, because that's what accountability is doing. Accountability is measuring where you are to prepare you for where you're supposed to be. Let me say it again. Accountability is about measuring where you are, preparing you for where you are supposed to be. Things don't just happen. Accomplishments don't just happen. You don't accidentally stumble into success. You intentionally find your way there through this thing that everyone thinks is so hard, but it's accountability. I love accountability. I think it's one of the best kept secrets in leadership because accountability isn't the enemy. It's actually the infrastructure that'll take you, as I said before, from where you are to where you're designed to be. I also know this, accountability reveals your priorities. I mean, if you can't be accountable at work, how are you going to be accountable in your private life? Accountability reveals what the priority of your life is. You can tell what matters most by a business by looking at its levels of systems. If follow-up is sloppy, people aren't the priority. If the calendar is chaotic, the vision isn't clear. If the team is constantly reactive, leadership is probably insecure. If no one knows who owns what, the system is broken or non-existent. Someone has to hold the organization accountable to those things. And if those things aren't operating at their peak performance, it's not a passion issue. It's not a creativity issue. It's not a culture issue. It's an accountability issue. Got to make sure you're accountable. Your accountability is really a mirror. It looks within. It's not a mask. Accountability doesn't lie. Accountability holds you to a higher standard because you're going to a greater place. Accountability will do a couple things. Number one, accountability will expose weak leadership. If you're not able to handle accountability, it really shows you're a weak leader. Number two, accountability exposes undefined values. If you don't have accountability, it means you haven't really measured what you value. And what you measure matters, and what's measured matters. It's true. A lack of accountability exposes poor delegation. You want to offer it to somebody. And accountability reveals or exposes, ready? Control issues. You want to be in control. Control is an illusion. There's only one person that I find in control as a Christian is God. He's ultimately in control. You and I are not in control. We just sometimes think we are. Accountability requires something too called trust. Accountability requires trust. And trust means handing off your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts to someone else to question, evaluate, or to critique them. I don't think anybody wants to do that. If you want to grow, you do. If you want to grow, you're going to be able to handle the hard questions. If you're one of the people who has to touch everything, approve everything, answer everything, but you don't let anybody do that with you, you're demanding accountability, but you're not receiving it from other people. You can't lead a movement without accountability. You can't lead an organization, a business, a nonprofit, a church without accountability. If you want to scale, if you want to grow, if you want to develop, you got to get a coach that's going to hold you accountable. If you want to systematize things, you have to release some things. If you want to release, you need to trust. And trust means believing that someone else can speak into your life and leadership to help you become a better version of yourself. What does healthy accountability look like? Number one, healthy accountability will always reinforce your culture. Doesn't push against it, it reinforces it. Number two, it reduces confusion. Healthy accountability will always reduce confusion in your life, in the people you lead's life. Number three, it'll reproduce results. Healthy accountability produces other people who are accountable. Accountable to who? The right people. And then it releases you to focus, number four. So what does it do? Number one, it reinforces your culture. Number two, it reduces confusion. Number three, it reproduces results. And number four, it releases you to focus. Accountability causes someone like me with ADHD to be focused on what I'm called to do, not what I want to do. Bad accountability is going to frustrate you, but good accountability is going to clarify, and then great accountability is going to multiply your life and leadership. And so here's what we want to challenge you with today on the Toddcast. We want to challenge you to find someone who can hold you accountable, to get a coach. I'm willing to do that, man. Reach out, toddbishop.tv. Get a coach, get someone who's going to develop you from where, or take you from where you are to where you're designed to be. Most people have the idea, the problem is the implementation. Most people have the dream, the problem is how to get to the destination. Coaching is going to help you do that. A great coach will hold you accountable. Make sure you have great coaches in your life. All right, Toddcasters, I want to give you some action steps. Number one, what is the thing that keeps you from being held accountable? Write it down. What is the thing that keeps you from being held accountable? Number two, why do you push back against accountability when someone holds you accountable? Got it? Why do you push back against accountability when someone tries to hold you accountable? Number three, ask yourself this: what could I become if someone was given permission to hold me accountable to my dreams? What could you become? Here's what I believe you'd become: everything you've ever dreamed of. Accountability is the hard truth nobody wants to hear, but everybody needs in their life in order to go from where they are to where God designed them to be. That is found in this word called accountability. Toddcasters, keep yourself accountable and watch how you go into the destiny that's been designed for you. You're not going to get there accidentally. You're going to get there intentionally. Thank you today for joining us on this episode of the Toddcast. And here's what I'm going to ask you to do: subscribe, comment, and share. And make sure you put this content in somebody else's hand, because if you can be held accountable and you're going to grow, why not help a friend grow too? And if you're interested in corporate coaching, toddbishop.tv.